First of all, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who's put this wonderful event and forum on tonight, and we're all a part of the solution. And I need to get that out first because, like, I remember when I didn't think that there was a solution, right? I need to start out by saying, like, my name is Doug, and I identify as a person who's sustained long-term recovery, and to me, that means complete abstinence, and I'll be coming up on 3 years, February 20th. Okay. And I say that to say, like, I was raised in this community, right? And I'm not going to share my war story because that's not important today. It's not. There is recovery possible, right? And it's not all doom and gloom. Because I remember thinking it was all doom and gloom. I'm looking at a lot of faces that are familiar faces out in this community, and people that have watched me grow up, people who have been my baseball coaches, people who have been my educators, people who have been my family friends, and friends of my, or family members of, like, really close friends of mine as well. And it's an honor and a privilege to be a part of the solution today, right? My parents didn't raise me to do drugs. You know, I had a lot of resources in the community as a child. I had the DARE program, the Parks and Recreation, and I utilized all that. I played hockey in the streets, and we moved in that when the cars came by and stuff like that. Like, and like when I didn't know that when I took my first drug that something had awoken me, right? I didn't know that I had the disease of addiction, right? Also known as substance abuse disorder today, right? And it is a disease, and it's not a moral deficiency, right? And I agree, and thank you for, like, saying that, right? Because a lot of people think, like, oh, it's a choice, and it's not a disease. Like, it's a disease. It's in the DSM-5, you know? Like, it's time that we tackle this thing as a community, right? Because it's a community problem, and there's a community solution. And I had a very healthy conversation with the chief of police last week, and I need to, like, start off by saying thank you for coming in and doing the due diligence for the city of Lockport. And to be a part, and like, for people to, like, hear my story and say, like, wow. Because I remember thinking, like, this is my father sitting in the front row. This is my little brother sitting in the front row. I remember when they didn't think that they were going to have me. And I remember thinking, like, I was better off not here, right? And that wasn't true. Because, like, I thought drug court was a trap. And I thought all these things that weren't true, these non-existent virtues and stuff that I stood for, after going through nursing school and, like, winding up doing a whole bunch of things I said I would never do. I wound up with a needle in my arm, and it started with, like, a car. I started using it about 13 years old, and it went on, and it progressed, right? I didn't know anything about the disease of addiction, and it progressed and took me to places unknown. Places I didn't know that I was going, and places I was unfamiliar with and knew nothing about, right? I didn't know that I was going to wind up with a needle in my arm, and heroin is my drug of choice. I did not know that stuff. But once I took that first thing in me, and my father was in the ER when I was having back surgery and 4 left knee surgeries from a motor vehicle accident, and basically had to learn how to walk again. I didn't know that that I was gonna have a way out, and I didn't have to take drugs. I didn't know that, and I have so much gratitude today. And I was at work today, and I was in a supervision meeting with my boss and my coworker, and I had tears in my eyes, and I said, I just didn't plan on being here today. I didn't plan on making it this far, and I'm grateful that I did. I'm grateful that I can carry a message of hope, and that's what I do, right? Because I have children myself. I have a 12-year-old and a 10-month-old baby, and I've had conversations with my 12-year-old that I never thought I'd have to have. Right? There's no safe use for drugs, whether you have substance abuse disorder or not, and we can't arrest our way out of this problem, and we know that, and there's resources that haven't been tapped into, and there's resources that people don't know about, and I'm a proud partner of a 2-man team or 2-person team of Addict to Addict, right? And someone seen something in me, and they gave me the suggestion to go through some training, right? Because I'm passionate about this thing. And the big joke today was, like, how am I going to fit my speech in 10 minutes, right? Because the reality is, like, there's so much to say in so little time, right? But, like, I got this wristband here. It's on my wrist, and I need to give a lot of accolades to my coworker Desiree, who's sitting here in the front row, who's been a pioneer in the addict-to-addict field and my job, and has taught me so much, and has taught me a lot about balance and self-care as well. Because as they say, when the plane's going down, if you don't put the oxygen mask on you first, you can't help anyone else. So it's important for me to, like, say thank you. And I need to say that our addict program, I need to talk a little bit about that, right? And how I got to where I'm at today. I can only keep what I have by giving it away. I believe that. I went through some certifications. We provide peer counseling, information and referral. We work with the Lockport Treatment Court, and we're a proud partner of the Lockport Treatment Court, right? To be a part of the solution, and it was kind of weird not knowing where I was going to fit in as a peer, and it's just sometimes being that ear to listen to someone or share my lived experience with that person who's going through something, or this is unfamiliar territory too as well. Because I remember like the fear of withdrawal. I think that was talked about up here. And I was identifying with a lot of things, and I had like tears coming to my eyes and stuff, and I was fighting them back because I got high behind the fear of withdrawal for a long time. What am I going to do when my best friend goes? And that was the drugs. I didn't know how to deal with my feelings. I didn't know how to deal with the divorce. I didn't know how to deal with anything that I was going through. Okay? So I needed someone to say, like, you have a choice. And they empowered me, right? Because nobody ever told me I had a choice until I put the drugs on and my brother arrested me. You know, that's my story. Like, I couldn't get the time away from the drugs on my own. So, like, I had the opportunity to go through Buffalo Drug Court, right? And I flourished through the program, right? And I got into the field, the human service field, and the Addict to Addict program has taught me so much. And showing up for people, we're a proud partner of the Opioid Task Force Public Awareness Subcommittee. We're making a difference in the community. We were just talking before about the benches that we partnered up with Niagara Falls School District and how they have made an impact, right? Because this is like trickles down to the younger generations that are yet to come. And this is a 24/7 hotline. We have a table set up out here as well, and I need to talk about our program because it's very important to me and it's close to my heart. It's a 24/7 hotline. The phone number is 716-398-4333. It's a 24/7 hotline. Okay? When they call that hotline, it goes to my phone, which is in my pocket. If you've seen my coworker walk over to me, she was coming over to tell me that someone is safe tonight. Okay? Because this isn't a job that you just leave. It's not a 9-to-5 job. Okay? And we care about people, and we go to lengths to help people, right? Because I've been there. And if somebody doesn't answer that phone in that moment of clarity or that periodic jolt that was also talked about up here, there's no saying we'll ever get that moment again. And they call that hotline, we return this phone call, right? They tell us what it is they're going through, and we get them help, right? Sometimes it's just an ear, sometimes it's a ride to a meeting, sometimes it's not a meeting, sometimes it's to get coffee, sometimes it's just to say, I understand and I've been there too, okay? So like, I don't want to hold you guys hostage too long up here, but there's so much to say in so little time, and our Addict to Addict program is here to help. And we're a fairly new program, and we're getting some recognition in the community because we're doing the work and we're showing up when we say we're going to show up, and we do what we say we're doing. Okay? So if anyone has any questions, or know anyone who's struggling with substance abuse disorder, our philosophy is when you're ready. And this wristband that's on my wrist is not just a wristband. It's a lifeline to a new way of life. Thank you.